Maggie Garcia, and I did choice number 4. I'll start off with one of the most influential people in my life. Um, Her name is Jordan, and she's my best friend. I met her in 4th grade, and we became best friends in 2nd grade. She has been there with me through everything. We're absolutely inseparable. She goes to George Mason with our other best friend, um, Tiana, and I don't get to see them very often, but I got to see them these past couple weekends, and it was great. Even if not for the best causes, the family issues. But she's like my baby. I take care of her. We show up at each other's house at 11 o'clock at night, and she'll sleep over 4 days out the week. um, she's always been very strong and independent, and that's something I've always admired about her. um, Her family situation is quite interesting, so she had to grow up a lot faster than everyone else, and she just matured, and she's such a sweetheart. She puts everyone else before herself, and at times that can be frustrating for me because I want to put her first before everyone else, and just think that she deserves the world. And if I could give it to her, I would. um, I love her, and she's definitely played a big part in shaping me and who I am today. I don't think I would be as open-minded or as sweet or as kind or as funny as I am now if I wouldn't have met her. Truthfully, she's helped me through a lot of struggles, through a lot of times, whether they were good or bad. She's gone on a family vacation with us for the past 3 years. She's always around. If I would go somewhere I wasn't supposed to, I wasn't allowed to tell my parents that I was going to Jordan's house because she was going over to hang out with my parents. Um, she's truly, she's not really a friend anymore. She's a sister. Um, I love her to death, and I absolutely do anything for her at the drop of a hat. I think that's the phrase. I don't remember. She's wonderful, and so is our other best friend, who we met later on. But Jordan was she wasn't the last best friend, but she was the first best friend. I would not have it any other way. um, Going through different stages in high school was different. Our middle school the last year turned into the ninth grade center for high school, so we stood there one more year. So there wasn't many change in people and environment or teachers. They all stood the same because the high school's overflow, so they kept everyone. Um, as a freshman and sophomore, I would say I was in identity foreclosure. Um, oh, my family always made sure I had a role in everything, and I always willingly took that role, or I was automatically that role. I was always seen as very motherly. Later on, I have a few friends who would call me a soccer mom. Jordan plays rugby. She'll call me a rugby mom. I've just always been there to support everyone, and like that's how I see myself. And I want to be a mother in the future, so it's really great to hear everyone say. Um, I was always changing my future goals. I found a paper, and I had wrote down the date, the time, what my mom was watching, what they were wearing, and I said that I was going to go to Princeton University and be a lawyer. And then I thought I was going to be a psychiatrist. And then I thought I was going to be, I don't even know, just things on things. So I wasn't fully committed, but I was willing to try out different things and make a change. And changing my style as well. I don't particularly have just one type of style with, you know, country, rock, hip hop, clothing styles like preppy, grungy. Like I have everything from combat boots to cowboy boots, um, leggings, jeans. I just have a wide range of everything, and I just wear what I'm feeling that day, and I make it work. During my also that was through my freshman through junior year. Um, being a senior, I went through the moratorium stage, I would say, because I just got questions on questions on questions of where I was going to school, what my major was going to be, what I was going to do with that, what things I was going to study, did I, just everything, and people just all attach to it once, and every person asked the same questions and just got very repetitive. Um, so it was kind of exploring um, different experiences through volunteering or classes in school, in high school, um, to decide, what I wanted to do and um, continue doing on in my life. And with college, I refused to go on Longwood school tour. My mom signed me up, and I was very angry at her. I didn't want to go on the way there. I was upset. I was very frustrated. Um, and as soon as I stepped out the car in the Stevens, where they have the orientation, or open house, I'm sorry, I stepped out of the car and I looked at my cousin who was there, who were extremely close. I mean, she comes over every weekend. She's my sister. um, I looked at her and I said, I'm going to school here. And I knew it from as soon as I stepped out of the car. I was like, I'm gonna go to school here. Like, I'm done. That's it. And I left and I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I'm going here. That's it. I've decided. So after going through all the explanations of different schools like Regent, JMU, Liberty, I ended up at Longwood. It was the only school I applied to, and I got into Longwood in November of almost a year ago, with early decision, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I love it here, and I'm happy this is a decision I went through experiences with and tours, and I stuck with. As a freshman in college now, I would say I've achieved a small battle with identity achievement. I don't know if that's the right words, but um, so I applied to Longwood as a marketing major. I switched that fall to a CSDS major. Then I switched last semester to a special ed major, and I just recently switched to a social work major. I've taken a lot of intro classes, a lot. Intro classes are great. I figured out what I wanted to do, and I just took classes in high school that led me to marketing, and then I had always thought about being in SPED, but I went with CSDS because I was like, oh, I'm interested. I found out I was not interested. Changed to SPED, and this past spring break, I did the alternative spring break, which was refugee empowerment in Florida, and we dealt with Lutheran social services, and it was a lot of social workers and caseworkers helping refugees from mainly Iraq, Burma, and Cuba relocate here in America and get their lives started with jobs and kids in their schooling. And we worked with kids, and there was one girl who I just connected so close with. I just felt by the third or fourth day, I was like, this is what I need to be doing. Which my dad called me and he asked, how are you liking the social work? And I said, I'm loving it. I'm in love with it. And he just laughed and said, I told you so. He told me to look at it from the beginning, and I just did it. I was being 18. I was being reluctant. I was being stubborn. I experienced a lot of different things, which led me to social work, and I love children. I didn't want to give that up. So I've looked into being an adoption counselor, which kind of does exactly what it says. I'll just counsel the people who are interested in adoption, make sure they're ready, meet them with the proper people, deal with the couple, individual, or family who's giving the child up for adoption, and things like that, just to connect really close with families and kids and help them as much as I want to. I love to help people, and I knew that from the start. And I'm so happy I had that experience to lead me to social work, because if not, I don't think I would have changed. um, I have no idea where I would have ended up, but I'm so happy that experience came up and I decided to go, and it was wonderful. Um, I don't think I went through the first stage, or it's not a stage, the first identity diffusion. Um, I was always pretty willing and determined to stick with something, um, or even if I didn't stick with it, there was a reason, and I always tried something else, like with the majors. I may not have been interested in some things, but I switched, went to the next one, loved it, hated it, and I don't think I was ever reluctant to be with anyone in a relationship or be with anyone in a friendship, or was never willing to commit. I was always willing to try something and try something new. And I have my friends and my family to thank for that. My family's always exposing us to new experiences through travel or people, or even through our own family. So I've had a lot of opening experiences, eye-opening experiences, that led me to where I am and who I am today, and I could not be more thankful. So thank you, and goodbye. Oh, we're okay. I'm so sorry.